The Last of Us Part 2 has had a really hard time getting out. Like, I mean, even at its inception, it was controversial, right? There were a bunch of people, including myself, to be honest, who didn't even think it was a necessary game, who thought that the first game was one of the best games of all time and that it didn't need a sequel, that it ended perfectly. But anyways, it was getting a sequel, so who cares, right? But then Naughty Dog itself, the developer, came under fire because of accusations of crunch, because of accusations of putting their developers under extreme like stress and mental torture by like forcing them to watch like real world violence in order to properly and accurately simulate it into its game. So there was all of that, and then the game got leaked like really badly, like pretty much all the plot twists and all the reveals and everything got leaked, right? And so that was a big controversy because there were a bunch of people who don't like the things that got leaked. And honestly, as far as the leaks go, I kind of tried to stay away from most of it. Like I've tried to stay away from most of the game as possible. I haven't even played it yet. That's why like I'm showing footage of the first Last of Us and not Last of Us 2 because I don't even want to like look at it at all. So yeah, like I actually don't own a PS4 because I am a broke boy, and I'm gonna have to wait a few years until I can actually play it. Like either if I like end up going in on the PS5, or if I like get like stream it to my PC on PS Now. That's the position I'm in. I'm venting right now because I'm extremely sad that I can't play the game because I really do want to play it. But I can't. So you don't want to know any of this. So I don't know why I'm even leaving this in the video, but it's in the video if you're hearing it. So you know that's that. But yeah. But either way, as far as leaks go, from what I can tell, there was like okay. So here's like the two things that I could kind of that I like learned about that I could see people being upset by, and that is like Ellie being in like a lesbianic relationship, and although I don't, was that even a leak? Because I feel like you could kind of tell that from like one of like the E3 trailers where she's like at a dance, she's dancing with this girl. So I don't even know if that's a leak, but I know also I think it was a leak that the villains of the game are like this like Christian extremist group, and I don't know if they're going after Ellie because she's a lesbian. Honestly, I'm not sure. So, but I know that there was like a lot of controversy around like feel like of people getting upset because of that, and and that's stupid. Like even if there's other stuff that I don't know about that maybe would make me turn up my eyebrow at, like even if that stuff exists, like you're not seeing it in context with the rest of the game, so to like get like really triggered by a lot of that before the game even comes out is just a little silly. But you know, there was all of that, right? So but also again, I didn't look at all the leaks, so what do I know? But anyways, here we are today with the latest controversy of The Last of Us, and it's the one that I want to talk about. And I think I can talk about it even though I haven't played the game. But it's Metacritic scores. So we have the critics. The critic reviews have given it a 95 Metacritic score, and the user reviews have given it a 3.8. And for whatever reason, this is seen as a bad thing. I really, it saddens me that this is seen as a bad thing, and this isn't even a game. This isn't a a thing that is exclusive to this game or even games in general. That's why I'm talking about it on this channel, because I generally don't talk about games. I mostly just keep it to movies. But like this there's this like critic and fan war where like if critics are if critics aren't in agreement with the fans, if they're like Rotten Tomatoes scores or if the Metacritic scores are like vastly different, like there has to be like this war between the critics and the users. Like critics aren't on the same wavelengths as the people, man. Like there's just this weird dynamic that saddens me. Like, why is this seen as a bad thing? Like if you're watching this right now, if you're listening to me saying these words, and like the differing like scores is something that makes you upset, I would like for you to tell me why. Like actually tell me why this is seen as a bad thing, because to me, this is a cool thing. This is a good thing that people have differing opinions, that people have differing views, that people have consumed the same piece of art and interpreted it differently, that that different people have had this game impact them in different ways. That is like, that's only a good thing. And for whatever reason, like so many people see this as a bad thing. And like, I mean, reasons vary, right? Obviously, like a lot of people will look at the the critic score and say that, oh, critics are paid off, or oh, I don't know, critics are like SJW soy boys, and just because they're SJW stuff in the game, that's the only reason they like it. And it's like, that's stupid. And then people will look at the user score and they'll go like, oh, they're just mad because there's lesbians in it, or oh, they're just mad that I don't know, the bad guys are Christian extremists or whatever. Obviously, okay, I obviously don't know everything that they could possibly be mad about, but I know that that's like a lot of that's the reasoning that people are giving as to why the user score is low. It's because it's because they're triggered or whatever by the contents of the game. Again, I'm not entirely sure what exactly they would be triggered by. Maybe I will know once I play the game in 3 to 4 years when I'm able to stream it on PS Now. I don't know, but now that people have actually, and that is a valid would be a valid argument after the leaks as to why people are mad, because people are just mad because they hear that there's something in a game, but now they actually have the game and they're actually able to play it for themselves. So I don't think that we should just come out and assume that people are upset because of that. I think now, like, the most reasonable thing to do is just to assume that they played it and they didn't like it. That's really the only reasonable thing to assume. But again, that goes the same for the critic score. Like, don't look at a critic score giving it a 10 out of 10 or whatever and just assume that, you know, they're biased, or that they're just SJW snowflakes, soy boys, whatever. Like, just the only reasonable thing to do is assume that they played it and they liked it. That's the only reasonable thing that we can assume. So yeah, I don't know. It's just you know, again, this isn't a dynamic exclusive to The Last of Us Part 2. This isn't a dynamic exclusive to video games. This is a dynamic that goes on in pretty much every entertainment medium, right? There's always this war between the fans and the critics, right? And I don't see why there has to be a war. I don't see why people having different opinions has to be seen as a bad thing. I think it's only a great thing. I love that I can go see a movie and someone else can go see that same movie, and we can come out with different thoughts on it, with different viewpoints on it. And I like that we can have a conversation about it, and just have a jolly good time talking about the mediums that we love. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Maybe there's some element here that I'm missing. Again, I haven't played the game myself, so I can't speak to its quality or whatever. But that's really not important to the point that I'm trying to make here. So, yeah. What do you think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.